Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. From the Ground Up Productions presents Talk Therapy with Lady Miz. She's here to listen and give advice, but brace yourself. If you can't handle the truth, because she's not sugarcoating a thing. She's getting to the root of the problem and addressing the ugly truth. You're now tuned in to Talk Therapy with Lady Miz.
Lady Miz and Ray. Hey. What's good, people? How y'all doing? What's going on? What's going on? How y'all doing out there tonight? Hello, I am your host, Lady Miz. I have Double R Ray joining me once again. I love bringing him on this show because he talks a lot more. So anyway, guys, again, I'm your girl, Lady Miz. This is Talk Therapy Tuesdays, and Talk Therapy is a safe place for us to discuss topics so that we can come to understanding and create awareness. I think it's important that we create awareness, but also understand what accountability is, which is so important. Today's topic, I think, is therapy for us as parents, because one thing about being a parent is you want to make sure that your kids is good. And today's topic is video games affecting our kids' life, right? Is it causing certain behaviors in our kids? We're going to talk about that. But back to what this show is about. I just want to tell y'all that this is a safe place for us to come together to discuss the different topics. It's okay if we don't agree. We don't have to always agree as long as we come to an understanding, right? That's what's important. As long as we get it off our chest and say it with our chest. That's what's important, okay? We want to grow into the best versions of ourselves, all right? Very important. And talking to Double R over here is extremely important too. But no, listen, guys, we have different views on this topic of video games and if it's affecting our kids, and are we failing our kids by allowing them to constantly be playing these games? What's good, Town Mama? What's good, Tanya? Thank y'all for tuning in, and thank you for your comments. I see you guys, and please give your input. We need your help, and I'm gonna give y'all our help, and we're gonna get to the nitty gritty with this. This topic is so important, okay? Extremely important, because at the end of the day, the kids are our future, and we have to do what we need to do to make sure our kids are straight. All right. Big shout out to Eddie OJ. I see you in the building, baby. Yes. Guys, make sure you share this and share this live, text it, whatever, however you got to do it. But anyway, so we're going to give advice, and we're going to hear the advice that you guys are going to give, or if you're going to put in the comments, however you choose to give it. But we're going to get into it. But y'all all know, before we get into that, we are going to play our short commercial, letting people know how you can be a part of our network on Roku.
Are you a content creator? Do you make music videos, short films, documentaries, web series, kids shows, movies, stand-up comedy, visual podcast, educational shows, or sports? Are you a fitness instructor or gamer? Do you record church ceremonies or report news? If so, contact From the Ground Up Productions TV by email at fromthegroundupproductions@gmail.com. For more information on getting your content played on our network on Roku, where there are over 85 million viewers and growing. No more being limited or blocked on social media from the content you post and create. Get the freedom to be you without restrictions from controlled social media. And if you want to run your ads or sponsor our network, contact us now at fromthegroundupproductions@gmail.com to get started now.
You're now tuned in to From the Ground Up Productions. And you're listening to Talk Therapy with Lady Miz.
In double law.
Broadcasting around the world.
You've been a guest a lot, okay?
Yeah,
You've been a guest a lot, but it got you out your shell, though. So, guys, thank y'all for pulling up. Big shout out to Kobe TV. I see you. Wesley, I see you. Oh, I haven't seen Wesley in a minute. What the fuck? I don't know. Can y'all hear me? Oh, shit. Right, the whole camera. He... All right, y'all. Let me see. Let me know if y'all can hear me. We are back. I swear to y'all, things be crazy. Things be crazy over here. I'm going to tell y'all what happened, okay? Because it's Talk Therapy Tuesdays. I got to get it off my damn chest. All right? Lord Jesus. Thank y'all for sticking around, okay? Thank y'all for sticking around. We're going to get into it. But let me just tell y'all, okay? Because this is crazy. So our son... okay, he just walked right by and pulled the plug out the camera, the whole 9 yards. He ain't even say, I'm gonna whoop his ass after the show. You know what I'm saying? For real. See, we're gonna be having a whole nother discussion about abuse besides the video games. I might have to play some video games to release some stress, okay? But anyway,
It says we got double audio.
Oh, we got double audio. See, I don't even know. Okay, you're talking twice. Yes, I can hear you. So you still hear me twice, guys? Let me mute. Let me know if you guys are hearing me twice. Let me see if I put it on here. Let me take a listen. I can hear you. So you still hear me? Nah, no, I don't know. I don't hear it twice on my end, so I'm gonna keep it moving. I just played it out of here. I'm not sure if it might be something on your end. So, all right, guys, we back in full effect. I'm gonna blame that on the video games.
We jumping his ass after this.
Okay, all right, yes, we are. So with that, a whole nother topic. But anyway, let me just do my quick promos here before we get into this topic. Again, I want to remind y'all. February 18th, we are releasing a compilation. We're going to be doing direct sale first, and then it will be on all streaming platforms. After that, it's called Family Business, featuring myself, Double R, Soraya, Alexis, Ian, 95, Mason, Cash on Able, Poppy Fortune, Uncle Jay, and Nas. That's right. We also have a reality show. Our first taping is going to be March 12th. That's called Making It in the 845. I'm the producer of that show, and that is going to be for those that live in the 845 trying to make it. We're going to give a backstory on everything that's going on with each individual. Next, we got the show called Hood Court, baby. This is Hood Court is going to be featuring myself and Tyler Mix. So if anybody is interested, make sure you guys pull up. Matter of fact, let's play that quick commercial. That's right, y'all. So you guys, if y'all know anybody that want to bring anybody to the Hood Court, you could go over to my website, ladymiz.com, and you click under I think it's under entertainment or TV network, and you will see the Hood Court where you can actually apply as the complainant or the defendant. And just know that Hood Court is based off of hood rules. This is not like real law. It's street. It's the code of the street. Everything is based off the code of the street. So if somebody violated you and they violated them hood rules, pull up and bring them to the Hood Court. Okay. Last but not least, did I talk about my chips? Okay, and then we're gonna get into this. My chips, guys, my chips. Yes, play the video, babe. You can show the thing. We got my Boss Move chips, which you can pre-order now and in bulk, just like if you was to buy from Sam's Club, or if you was to buy from BJ's, or if you was to buy from Costco. I'm selling them bulk and for the up until the 28th, and then after the 28th it will drop down to a lower bulk amount, so you guys could check that out. That's cool. Yeah, and anybody that want to get on the chips, make sure y'all hit me up for that information. Now let's get into this topic, y'all. Okay. Do you guys think that video games are affecting our kids, affecting their behavior, causing violence, etc.? You want to go first, Mr. Double R?
I don't think so. I don't think it's no more than regular TV.
So regular TV is bad too, though.
That's what I'm saying. So you can't put it all on one. It's a combination.
Are you saying that because you play video games? Because in my opinion, I think that's what part of the problem is too when it comes to. I'm
gonna tell you, everybody, and everybody who says this, who blames video games for kids being violent, or just like the kids playing video games, they didn't do their homework.
Okay.
Because it's a lot of stuff that goes into why these kids are violent now, and it just ain't video games. You can't tell the kids to put down a video game and let them watch Scream. Well,
see, the difference is they're not interacting. They're just watching something. They're actually interacting with it. Let me just give some shout outs real quick. Big shout out to, did I say Tanya earlier? Cal Cutter on the check-in. Big shout out to Al Mosley. I see y'all. Big shout out to Mom in the check-in. Gloria, I see you. Listen, I totally disagree with you. I think that one, you're making an excuse for the video games because you play them. Okay. Yes, I believe that they do affect the child's behavior in so many different ways. So, and also I think that that's also another issue too, because when you have parents like us that's not on the same level of thinking when it comes to this, I believe that actually affects the kid even more because we're not on the same page here. You think that video is okay, and I say hell to the no, it's not.
Nah, I'm not saying what you're saying is because you're leaving out the most important part about teaching your kids about what's real and what's fake. If you right now, our son, he plays video games, but he plays more sports than anything else. So you're trying to tell me basketball or playing baseball on a video game is violent? I mean, you.
I know nobody's
about
talking about. See, that's the thing. Nobody's talking about the basketball games, but even the amount of time that these kids could spend on. See, this is why I came.
Disagreement.
This is why I came with my fighter clothes on. Y'all see me? I got the. I just didn't put the Vaseline on the face and all of that. But I came. Y'all see me? I ain't come to be cute. I came for war. No, I'm only playing. I'm joking. But listen, I disagree with you. 100%. What the town mama say there about the drill?
Yes and no on video games, but new trap drill. There you go.
Okay.
See, and I disagree with that because you can't blame the music either.
Yes, you can. I'm blaming it. I don't give a damn what nobody say. Okay.
See, and you know what? And that's unfair because we grew up with gangster music, right?
Yes, we did. It affected me.
It may have affected you, but it doesn't affect everybody.
But
it's about education.
See, this is where I disagree because I believe that it does do things to your brain. I believe that it does cause certain behaviors. I don't want to get off topic because you brought up music, but I'm gonna keep it so real. Like when I used to listen to Onyx, I wanted to freaking stab everybody.
Did you?
Okay, I did.
When you was provoked.
Oh no, you asked me did I stab people?
But I'm saying
that's only when they jump me.
You say you want to stab everybody, but you ain't running around here stabbing everybody.
No, listen, there's a difference. Okay, double R, Ray. Okay, there's a difference. Because I don't want to get off the video game topic, but when you think about music, they're scientifically, they say that in hip hop music, they put certain sounds in there that will trigger you to respond and act a certain way. And people don't understand and they don't know that. Okay. Let's take I think we got a call.
Yep.
Okay, let's take a call. We're gonna take a caller, call in, and let's see if it goes through.
Hello?
I don't hear. Let's see. Hello?
What's up?
Okay. I think we got a call.
There we go.
There we go. All right, caller, state your name and where you calling from.
Oh, what's good, y'all? What's good? It's Eddie OJ.
All right,
and
Eddie.
I'm calling from North Carolina.
All right. Big up to North Carolina in the house. I see you, Ed. And Eddie OJ, the legend from the Clientele Brothers.
I see Ray about to get a beat down up there.
Basically.
Yeah.
So tell us your take on when it comes to kids and video games. Did you experience anything like this with your kids?
Yeah. My son, he was addicted really bad. I mean, he did his mom always makes sure he do his homework first. Mm-hmm. And then after he get on the game, that was the rest of his life. That's what it was. And because he went Fortnite crazy, like he played he put down the basketball and all of that after Fortnite came in.
Okay.
Basketball he gave me all of his basketball CDs. Dad, you want this? Because he was just addicted to Fortnite, and he'd be on with his friends. He had his headphone on, and I would come over to see him, come to get him and stuff, and he didn't ever want to do nothing. He didn't ever want to leave the house. He was just game. And his mama was like, why don't you make him put the game down and make him go with you? I said, I don't want to make him go with me. I want him to want to go with me. You feel me? Yes. Yeah, I didn't want to make him go, so I would go over to see him, and he would just be playing and playing. Hey, Pop. And then he was so into it. So what she did, she took the system from him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She took the system, and I was like, at first I was like, well, you don't have to take it all the way from him. She said, yes, I do, because I want my son back. I don't want this person that he has turned into with this game. So she took it from him, and she took it, and she didn't give it back to him for about a year. She just took it from him.
Wow.
And after she took it from him, he became a human again, and he would call me, Dad, where you at? I'm bored, man. Mama took the game. I was like, yeah, I know.
Now,
She's the real MVP for the moms. Big
Hey,
shout out
but
to
look,
her. You know what I'm
hey,
saying?
but
She's the
look,
real
he
MVP for the moms.
Yeah, because he had gotten where he wouldn't do anything with her.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Eddie, it was your son violent because of watching video games? Because that's the issue here.
That's not the only issue.
No.
That's not
That
what I
sounds
said.
like addiction, but not violence.
Right?
No, but no, it's
He-
many
no, he-
different levels.
He wasn't violent because of the game, but I don't. He will kick your ass though. I'll put it that way. You know, because
Right, when needed be.
I'm not tying that to the game. He's just. And I'm glad he's not scared of other people, you know, because he came home one day and he's like, Dad, you know, I had a fight today. I was like, man, you can't be fighting, bro. He said, yeah, but the dude was bothering me. So I told him, let's just go in the bathroom. Right. And I'm like, okay. He said, so we went in the bathroom and I beat him up. I beat him down. Then we went back to class because me and him made an agreement just to have that, you know, little fight. Then we got to the class. The teacher asked another boy what's wrong with his face. And he was like, well, you know. He said he didn't tell him.
Is that? Would you say that that's tied to video games, though?
I was saying, I would hope not, you know, but we don't know psychologically what happens to kids that's shooting down everybody on these games. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Psychologically, it's like, you know, it's just like you were saying, we got to understand what video games do to people. Like you said, what music do. You know, because music got a lot of these young guys thinking that they can do what these guys is talking about, you know, because listen, look what everything is. If you really think about it, music, when you go to a wedding, right, you play a certain kind of a music, right?
Yes.
When you go to a funeral, they play a certain kind of music for what the mood is.
There you go.
You know, and you got happy music. So, like, if you listen to a rap music all the time, you go, I'm going to ride on a nigga. I'm going to ride on it. That becomes what a lot of these... You know,
and let me tell you something. I just want to say, because and that's the point I was making when you was calling. They don't understand the different frequencies also in the music. It does cause things. That's why when people meditate, they put on a certain type of music because it calms them. Okay, so back to Al Mosley over there, always coming for me, talking about weak-minded people do that, stabbing people. First of all, I'm just trying to keep it real. When I used to listen to Onyx, throw your guns in the air and all of that stuff. Yeah. Listen, those type of things did. You could say I'm weak-minded if you want to, but I'm telling you now, I was young. I would hear that music and I would respond to it in the exact way of what was being played, what was being said. I was when you feeling it, you feel it and you act it out.
You play. When you're happy, you like to hear happy songs.
Yes.
I know the correlation. I know what you guys are talking about. Does the video? I would think. I mean, if your child like put in like 3 or 4 hours a day shooting people on games, I would think that if somebody would bother him, he would really probably. I don't care what Al says. Al don't know nothing anyway.
Big shout out to Al. That's my peoples. I love Al.
That's all right. Me and Al go at it all the time, so that's all good.
I be seeing. Nah, but
Al
listen.
Listen, we're blaming just one aspect of why kids are violent when it's more. Our son one day told him about playing the video games, and he looked at us and says to us, you're telling me not to play on the video games, but when I turn on the news, it's the same thing. And it is. It's everywhere, so you can't pinpoint it.
But you know what? Let me just say this. That is a poor excuse because, see, that's exactly why they say, well, we can still talk about killing in the music. This is why these young rappers are dying. They're trying to make excuses for drill music, the certain things. I disagree. If we don't stand up as the parents and as the leaders, this is the result we get. This is the result that we get.
See, my thing is, you see, because you're right now acting like I'm saying no, that it's not that. But what's the solution here is stop blaming. And the thing is, we're saying, hey, it's the video game, and stop blaming the video game and start educating your children on what's real and what's fake.
You can do that, but it doesn't mean that it's not going to affect them.
I didn't like me. I grew up with the same music you listening to, but I'm not out here running around killing and stabbing people.
But you was in the Bronx acting a fool, though.
Blaming it on the music.
He was in the Bronx acting a fool. Don't act like you would tell the truth. No, it's talk therapy.
We gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna say it like this. All right. When you blame music, when you blame the video games, that's lazy. Because that's you taking that's personal responsibility away from your child or the parent who's raising the child.
I understand about the person.
You know what?
Yes, go ahead, Eddie.
I would say that it can be impactful. Anything that you do all the time becomes, they say, you become what you do. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like you become things that influence you, what you do. They had a thing, they say, whatever you do most of the time is what you worship. You know what I'm saying? If you got, whether it's a bad habit or good, it becomes something that becomes a part of you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely.
Like I said, a key point is what she said. I want my son back. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm not so the thing would be for a parent with a kid like that would be to like, yo, you got your 1 hour today to play, and that's it. And I'm taking that from you.
Let me ask you this, Eddie OJ, before you go. When your son's mother decided to take the video game away and she made that statement, I want my son back, as if she lost her son to the video game, what was your first response to that?
My first thing was like, oh man, don't just take it all the way from him. You know what I mean?
Why?
Because I knew it was something that he loved. So I wasn't, but he lives with her and I don't live with them. So, that's her call. So I was like, but once she did take it from him, like I said, he became well-rounded. He wanted to do things. He wanted to do a lot of stuff. So that I applaud her move for taking it from him. And it's probably a lot of these kids whose parents need to take those games from them.
Absolutely.
I don't disagree.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? And give them a certain amount of time to play. I know my son, and then when they raise their kids, they would only let them watch TV a certain part of the day, a certain amount of hours. Then they would make them just study all the time, which made them bookworms. Made them bookworms and very smart and very successful. But whatever you do is what you become. You remember when Joe Jackson made his kids dance and sing every day, all day?
Yes.
That's what they became. But look what it did to them on the other side, though.
Right. That's so true.
It caused a lot of dysfunction because Michael was like, I never got a chance to grow up because I was made to do one thing. I might be the greatest entertainer of the world, but I didn't have a life. You know what I mean?
Right.
So whatever you do, do
it in moderation. Do it in moderation.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yes. Thank you so much, Eddie OJ, for calling in. We appreciate you.
Most
Thank you for your feedback. And it's nice to hear a point of view, because different men are going to have different point of views and women too.
Oh, yeah.
But I definitely like, that you were also honest saying that your first response was that you didn't want to take it away, but then you came on board and you realized that taking it away made a difference.
I'll be honest, because I love them so much. I was like, you're going to make them unhappy. You know how we feel about our children,
Yes, exactly.
You want your children to be happy. But a lot of times you have to deny them certain things because it's right.
That's a fact. Amen. There you go. Thank you so much, Eddie OJ.
Okay.
We appreciate you, my brother. Thank you for calling in.
Yes, I appreciate y'all too.
Yes.
I love y'all guys.
All right. Love you too. Peace.
Okay. All right then.
So check this out, guys. One of the things and what I appreciate about what he said was that he wasn't really with it at first. And listen, I get it. I understand that there's some positive parts in video games. So tell me the positive parts about it.
Well, one of them, which is already stated, is hand-eye coordination. It teaches you will get your kids that. Two, it's also when kids reach achievements, it's the gratification right then and there, which is positive. Now, on the other side of this, when we speak about violent video games, how old are these kids are we talking about?
Kids, well, first of all, they're all ages.
No. But I want to know where you're talking, because what do you consider a kid?
To me, it all depends on if the parent let their child. I can't speak for everybody.
I'm glad you said that.
Okay, I can't speak for everybody.
I'm glad you said that, because when we talk about violent video games, there's the education on it.
Okay.
They come with a rating where kids can't walk into the store if you're under a certain age and buy it.
Right. The music, the music says parental advisory, and they still listen to it.
You're not. This is a different time then.
Okay.
Listen, you're not listening to me. What I'm saying to you is, you can't walk into a store if you're under 18 and buy Grand Theft Auto. So when these kids are running around with Grand Theft Auto, playing Grand Theft Auto, and playing these violent games, who do you blame?
So
it's the parent who bought it first.
Okay, all right. So the parent. So you're saying it's the parent's fault that the kid is playing something that is not good for them?
That should, if they're not responsible enough, yes, you should not let your kids. You shouldn't play it. They shouldn't be playing it.
All right, let's get to some of these comments, and then I'm gonna tell you my part. And I did some research on this as well. Scroll back up. I seen. I'm sorry for a second, real quick. Big shout out to Lady Z. I see you. Okay. Big shout out to Gerald. Look, Lagoica in the building. So let's see. Kobe TV, video games can get kids a college scholarship from a HBCU. Now, let me address that. I'm gonna address every comment that I see that I find to be interesting. Kobe TV. Don't have a problem with that. I understand these kids are making big time money off of these video games. Don't have an issue with that. I don't want to sacrifice money for our kids' behavior and psychological issues that they could be having out in the public or at home. The aggression that these video games cause. So I do understand the good part of it and what you could get out of it, and you can make a lot of money. But money doesn't solve all problems. And there's a lot of big, serious issues going on with mental health. And yes, I'm not saying that video games is the total cause for that, but I believe, in my opinion, that it plays a part. You got a response to that before we move on to the next?
I'm just saying, like I said, you got a lot of these kids who are out on the street who are violent. They don't even play video games. So how do you blame that?
Listen, but you're trying to make an excuse for the behavior.
It's not
It's like, well, they do this, so
no. What are you saying?
Come on.
No, there's a yin and a yang to everything. Yes, you have kids who may play video games and do violent shit, but you also have kids who play video games who don't. So there's a balance to it, but you can't put it all like, all the violence in the world happens right now because of video games.
You got kids who listen to rap music and don't respond, and then you got don't go too far. And then you have other kids who
it's a cop out. It's a cop out when you blame one issue. It's not one issue.
That's coming from you who like video games.
No, it doesn't have. No, but here's the difference. You got to understand something. I'm removing myself totally from playing video games. I have.
Why?
No, because it's my bias is not about video games. My bias is the fact of the matter that it's more than video games, and we're putting it on one object and not blaming everything is violent.
Do you think that I'm blaming everything on video games?
Well, right now, that's what when I say
okay,
you're telling me it's an excuse, and when it's not.
What if I tell you that I'm not saying that video games is the cause for everything, but I believe it plays a part in our kids' behavior. I believe that it makes them negative and have violent aggression. It causes anxiety and stress, which is, they did a study on that, and you can look it up. So
who did a study?
Oh my God, Lord Jesus!
You gotta be careful who studies. It's just like with our health. When the meat department tells you that this meat is good for you, but they're the ones that's doing the investigation on their own meat.
Listen, let me get to this next comment. That's a good one, but I don't know. Okay, Wesley, want to read that, babe?
When your child plays a game to the extent that they don't respond to you, you have an issue. No, you have an issue with the child. Excuse me. Okay,
so basically, when your child is playing a video game, you got to pay attention to how they're responding to you, right? So I'm gonna tell y'all, for me, and I'm gonna keep it so real. Okay, y'all done seen My son, he done knocked the stuff out. He ain't even care. Two things. Mess the whole middle of the show up. I mean, the beginning of the show as we coming back, right? Look, no remorse, no nothing. Okay, just that's Grand Theft Auto shit. You know what I mean?
That's because he's not getting his ass whooped.
Right. He needs it. But the whole point is, so what am I saying here in this situation? I'm saying that at the end of the day, based off of you took his comment back down. Based off of Wesley's comment, you got to pay attention to how your kids are responding, how they're acting. Is their behavior changing? You have to look at that. So yes, some kids' behavior may not change, but I tell you one thing, if they're on that video game for hours at a time, like our son is sometime, and I'll be like, yo, tell him to get off that game. How long he been on that game?
I'm more concerned about his phone right now than the video game.
See, that could be another issue, but we're talking about video games
right,
here.
Because right now,
and if you don't speak up and say anything, you can't make an excuse for it. See, we're not on the same page in this. I believe this is why we're having a problem.
We're not on the same page because right now I'm saying to you, hey, we got to pay attention to what's going on his phone, and you're totally ignoring that.
No, I'm not ignoring that. We're talking about video.
Right, but I'm saying that's my concern, because what's going on in his phone is now, and I'm gonna say this to you, because right now he's at the age where video games is not important to him. Having sex with these girls are. So now we have to pay more attention to that also.
They show having sex on a regular basis. I didn't see hookers in the car getting blowjobs on Grand Theft Auto, okay, while they stealing cars. Everything about that freaking game is violent. And then we wonder why our neighborhoods have this type of issue. And you say that, they get rewards. Rewards what? For killing somebody and having sex with a hooker and then running people over in the street, that gratification. And then they start to think that this is okay. They're normalizing this behavior. This is a problem, y'all. Nobody's are the freaking village. We are the village. If we don't do something about this, we cannot say what's wrong with our kids. We are what's wrong with them when we don't make the change and stand up like OJ's baby mama did.
Where did I say we was normalizing it? See what I'm saying to you is it's proper education. And it's nowhere, nobody's saying normalizing. You gotta first educate your child to pay attention to what your child is doing. Because if you're not paying attention to what your child is doing, then that's where the issue comes in. Okay. It's about parental control. Okay, so I'm sorry, Gerald said something. I wanted to get to that. Parental control, I do agree with that to a certain extent. Not to a certain extent. I agree with that 100%. But parental control, there has to be a form of leadership and standing up and saying, look, this is not good for my kid. So I am going to either take it away or minimize it as much as possible to the point where it is not affecting my kid's behavior. Okay. Suicide is crazy. School shoot-ups is crazy. These people don't think there's nothing wrong with it because they see it all day long. Yes, they see it on the news. Who said it was nothing wrong? Where did you see? That's what I'm talking about. Where proper education. Who said it's nothing wrong with it?
I'm not properly educated now.
You're now blaming once again school shootings, and we're not taking the personal responsibility of the child. Where did they get the gun from? Kids don't care. A kid cannot walk into a store and buy a gun.
Right.
Shit, some adults can.
Right. They got ghost guns. It doesn't matter.
A kid cannot make it.
But how do you know? These kids could look up on Google anytime and learn how to make a freaking gun. Do you know how much
a 3D machine costs?
I don't know how much it costs. But what about these rich kids that can get access to it? You act like somebody can't sell drugs and buy it. Right, that's not going to stop.
And when you look at every school shooting, you know where they got the gun from? Their parents.
Okay.
Their parents, they walked in the house, wherever their parent had the gun, they knew where it was at, they grabbed it up and decided to shoot up a school. But it's not, and every single time except for once, where it was blamed on video games, every other time it was blamed on the fact that these kids were getting bullied and pushed around. So we can't, one time out of all the times that it was the school shootings, it was blamed on a video game. Every other time the kid was being bullied. So do we say the video games was making these kids bully that one kid?
He fighting for them video games, y'all. He said, you ain't getting rid of my Grand Theft Auto.
At my age, it ain't about me. I could do whatever I want because I know self-control.
But I'm glad you said that. You do, but these kids don't. This is not this. But hold up.
You educate them on self-control.
This is not about if adults have self-control, because you should, even though some don't. This is about our kids.
Right,
okay. Gerald said, let me just say Gerald's comment. He said they are weapons, okay? Both designed, rap and video games, to corrupt us and keep us distracted. Okay. I agree to a certain extent. I rap, right? So I don't want to make an excuse, but I will never. I have most of my music is. I'm not making an excuse for it. If you listen to most of my music is conscious, but I still talk a little bit of shit in some of my music, but I don't promote violence, okay? If I do speak of something, it is in a positive way, meaning like I could say, yeah, if I got my gun, it's legal. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not promoting that I'm walking around here with illegal stuff. I'm not saying I'm gonna shoot somebody. I might say if I have to, I'll defend myself. Those are good things. Those are not bad. That's not illegal stuff, right? And that's not even nothing that I promote on a regular basis. But I'm saying that because at the end of the day, at some point, when you're talking about music, when you're talking about guns and you're talking about video games and stuff like that, I'm sorry. The drill music, I rapped on a drill beat. It's called Beast Mode. Didn't put it out yet. I changed all of the narrative and I spoke positive stuff. I spoke about investing, all of that stuff, and I spit it in a way where it sounds like I'm rapping like them, but my message is different. I think that we have, if you don't want to get rid of stuff like video games, we have to come up with some type of solution where we can still have that stuff, but maybe do it in a different way. Like, why, if our kids have problem with, or social skills, because these video games create social skills, okay? These kids, they get on these video games, they don't know how to no longer communicate like we did growing up, okay? They don't know, they get together and they don't even know how to talk to each other. And they're lacking social skills. They're even lacking motor skills.
That's not true.
Yeah, this is the only motor skills that they got. There's other motor skills. This is why OT.
You're looking at Atari.
This is why. No, I'm talking about the controllers. This is why OT.
You use all your fingers with a controller.
This is why OT and occupational therapy is at an all-time high, and they're trying to tell our kids to get evaluated and all this other stuff for certain things. Guys, we are in trouble here. I don't care if you choose to disagree with me, but I'm standing up and I am going to fight against this, and I am going to stand up for these kids because they need us. They need us. If we don't stand up and we fall back.
Kids. And I think you jumping out the window with that one, because I never once said I wasn't standing up for the kids.
Okay.
What I'm saying to you is you can't blame the kids when the parents are the real culprit. It's just about education. It's like if you don't put books where kids can read them, then how do you blame a kid for not reading? I mean,
listen,
I'm not
because
saying,
the kids will choose the
video
most.
Games are great, I think that's
you did say.
No, what? I never once said that. What I've been saying, it's a combination of all of that. This creating violence. This country, the DNA of this country is violent, and tell me it's not.
Okay, the DNA of this country is violent, so yeah, it's okay for video games. It's like you're making an excuse for the behavior.
No, honestly, you having a selective hearing, because I've never once said that I'm making an excuse for it. I never once said that it's not the video games. What I'm saying is not only video games. We would literally have to stop our kids from watching TV, listening to music, and among going outside, because nowadays you can't even go outside without seeing violence. So I mean, it's everywhere, and it does not start with video games. We grew up in the 90s; it was shooting all the time, and it wasn't video games like that. So let's not act like this did not happen before, and now because this is you know what this is what all of these politicians did when instead of coming up with a solution where they were putting stuff out there for kids to do, they took all of the stuff away from the kids and then go, oh, look, it's the video games and why they're not doing anything.
I'm glad you said that. And this is exactly what I'm talking about, okay? Number one, programs for our kids. When I talk about, and I've been saying, but somebody then took the name already. I wanted to do a nonprofit organization called It Takes a Village. And the reason that I wanted to do that is because I realized that our kids are suffering and they're going through a lot. Our young kids, I never seen suicide at an all-time high the way I see it now with these kids. I've seen shootings before. There's been shootings. I never seen so many school shootings. Yes, I believe that these video games are desensitizing our kids, and I believe that it's causing social skills. I believe that it's creating bad behavior, and I think that we have to do something about it, okay? It also creates bad health. Why? Because they're not getting that much exercise. They're sitting down more than they're going outside, okay? They don't go out as much. They're not moving. When we grew up, we had to go walk down the street, knock on our friend's door. They had to come outside. We ran, we played tag, we played red light, green light, hopscotch and jump rope. We were active, okay? And those type of things. We even played certain games, that taught us it with certain sayings. Let's create something for our kids that's going to help them grow and stop falling victim to, or just giving up and saying, because it's easier to let them just play these games and make an excuse for it. So yes, there was killings when we grew up. Okay. I understand that. Yeah, there was killings when we grew up. But you can't sit here and say, because you sound like I say Black Lives Matter, you say all lives matter. That's what you sound like right now. Well, so what? If there's a killing over here, they kill over here. We grew up, we seen killing. So what if there's killing on a video game? Because it's other stuff. And you said that.
You sound like these politicians who don't do the homework. And what I'm saying to you is, and you have to listen. When a kid is playing video games, if your child is violent and you start to see violence coming out of your child because you believe they're playing video games, you as a parent need to step up and correct that. You cannot say, hey, it's the video game and you're not doing anything about it.
I agree that stepping up as the parent is taking that shit away. Okay, and limiting the time.
Whatever works, but it starts with a parent when you recognize it.
Yes, it does.
With our son, now that we have him in a sport, he barely touches the video game. Like I said, I'm more concerned about how much time he spends on his phone now than he plays with a video game, because he spends more time on his phone than anything.
He still touches the video game too. Okay, and that's just my opinion.
I said he spends more time with his phone than the video game.
And when he does, he's on that video game way too freaking long. And I believe that it did affect my son. Okay. That's why I'm here today talking to y'all. I believe that it did affect my son. Okay. And aggressive attitude, certain things. I'm looking like, holy shit. You know what I'm saying? I didn't go through.
I think that's a lack of ass whoopings.
Okay, I agree that that's a part of it too. But I'm telling you, the video games play a major part in it. You could think that it didn't. That's just my take on it. And again, the question is, what are we going to do about it?
Or lack of punishments. I'm not, because I'm, asking.
Well, and it also, you got to be on the same page. Yeah. Guys, you have to be on the same page. I'm not trying to be funny and I'm not taking a shot at you, right? But I'm keeping it real with us and with our viewers. At the end of the day, if parents are not together on the same page, it's going to be a problem. And the child,
why am I not on the same page?
The child will know that, and they will use it to their advantage against the parents. They'll go to one to get what they want. When you ain't doing it, they'll go to the other. They know how to play them against y'all or us against each other to get what the hell they want.
That has nothing to do with video games. That's been an age-old thing that all kids do.
Video games also cause kids to take more time away from their families. Okay,
I don't disagree.
They take more time away from their families. Okay, that's a whole nother issue. They have a lack of real friends. Okay, you can't think that this freaking having friends on a freaking computer that you don't even know. You don't even know who you're talking to. It could be Joe Blow, the fat guy, and I hate to say it like that, sitting in a room, whatever, right? Talking to your kid, and he could be a freaking pervert. You don't even know who's on the other end of that.
That's why you monitor what they do.
You do
That's
monitor.
what I keep saying. I'm not saying that it's not used to. I'm not saying none of everything I'm saying is not about the video games not being violent. What I'm saying is, as a parent, it's your responsibility to monitor it. Whenever my son gets a text message through that video game, I see it. I'm paying attention. So no fat guy is talking to my son. No, when I
shouldn't say fat. Let me say pervert.
Yeah, okay. Let's be
because that's kind of
whenever
rude.
Something comes through that phone, once it says, "Hey, you got an audio," or he has a group chat, and they all talking and it's audio, I sit there and I listen to it. It comes up on my phone, I listen to it.
Kobe TV, the call-in number is on the screen there. You can look on the bottom of the screen, 845-800-9095 if you want to call in. That is the number. Listen. Yeah, okay. So guys, do you think that there should be a time limit on video games,
yes.
And for how long?
I think depending on the day. If it's on a school night, I personally don't believe kids should play the video game on a school night.
Okay.
We negotiated that so that he gets an hour, but my personal school nights video games should be off at all.
Okay. All right. I think that as I was trying to say before earlier, that there should be, and I was thinking about doing this, but I don't know how to create stuff like this. So I'm going to put this idea out there. Okay. Maybe somebody can create this. If our kids are lacking certain skills like being independent, there should be games created for kids to get rewarded, just like these killing games that they get rewarded for. Hey, do you know how to book an airline ticket? What are the steps you need to do this? And there should be rewards for that. Do you know how to cook this meal? Do you know what to do in case of a fire? Do you know what to do in this? Like certain things that our kids should be knowing, okay? Even if it comes down to sex, instead of letting them see or Grand Theft Auto or whatever those other freaking things are, because I don't like them. Okay. But whatever they got on them video games, instead of showing them sex with hookers, okay, we should be showing them, if you do decide to have sex, let's talk about the ways that you can protect yourself. How do you protect yourself? What do you use? Do you understand about STDs, right? Because it's Grand Theft Auto teaching them that hooker might have freaking a STD that he could have for the rest of his life? No, they're not. They're teaching
totally
you,
agree.
Get a BJ and keep it moving and run some people over.
Dude, I totally agree. But at the same time, everything that you're saying should be taught by a parent.
It should be taught by a parent.
It should be having conversations. I'm not saying that it don't happen, but overall, the overall responsibility falls on the parent.
I agree, and this is, again, I am not talking about
if your child is doing that. Where you at? Did your child is doing
right.
that?
Let's be honest here. Let's be honest here, okay? I totally understand that it's the parent's responsibility to monitor the child. But the parent is not going to be a security guard all day long with their teenagers. So, solutions. Let's talk about that. Take the freaking whole game away if you have to, okay? That's one. If you're not going to take the game away, don't allow them to play certain games that can that rewards negative behavior, because at the end of the day, this is negative behavior that's getting rewarded on these games. Okay, and I don't care what else is going on. I don't care what the news is showing. Maybe the news is showing all these people doing this because they so busy playing these damn video games.
You're looking for it. Like I said, violence is everywhere. Violence is everywhere, and we cannot blame it on one specific. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying video games aren't violent. What I'm saying is it's more than video games.
Wesley,
you got kids who are violent who don't play video games.
Okay. Wesley Johnson said, give credit to some video game manufacturers that want to help you with the issue. Guess which one? I don't know. Why don't you tell us, Wesley? I'm not sure. Next, Kobe wants to call in. Kobe, if you want to call in, the number is at the bottom of the screen. King Charlie Prince said parents have to talk in private without yelling so that the children could hear.
Yeah, they got to work. Yeah, without yelling so the children can hear.
Okay. All right. Okay. So listen, that's a whole, I don't know. that's a whole nother topic to me. But I totally understand what you're saying. I think that falls more under if you're talking about when the parents are talking to each other. That's a whole nother topic of what would that fall under? What would that fall under? I guess parenting skills. Parenting skills, right? Because they all look. I'm gonna have this as another topic another day, but what they say it's better to be from a broken home than in one. All right. So that's one saying that they say. And they also say that a toxic mother is worse than an absent father. But that's a whole nother topic. And don't worry, that's coming up. We're going to talk about that. Okay. Listen, sometimes we got to talk about it, but I'm not even, let's get back on track here, but be prepared because I actually had that in my topics list. Those are going to be something that we're going to talk about. But again, like you said, it's about the parents. Tell mama set assign chores and use the games as a privilege. I like that. I think that's a good idea. But what are we going to do? You're going to monitor your kids and you're going to give them a certain time. I believe that when I was doing some research on this, they said it should be like 30 minutes and no more than an hour or something. You should take it away. Take it away. King Charlie Prince, if you don't punish them at home, the system will punish them.
I totally agree.
I agree with that too. 100%. And Wesley answered the question. I believe that this was the question to what he asked. Nintendo of America. And that was to what was the question he said?
About which game promotes, gives credit to the manufacturer that helps with the issue.
Okay. I did not know that. Thank you, Wesley, for that information. Look, guys, what do you think? Do you have this problem? Are you going through it with your kids? Like, is there something? I see so many great comments in here that we didn't discuss. We got to come up with something. As I was saying before, I wanted to do a nonprofit organization, but the name was taken, called It Takes a Village. And I wanted to create programs. Have teachers come in there, have educators come in there, teach our kids about credit, teach them about what it takes to be in a community and to get them away off the streets, have sports and activities and trips. And just us as parents coming together, our kids, I don't know, but I don't see it as much. And so what does that mean? That means that most of these kids don't have nothing to do but them video games. So I blame it on us because we can do better as parents and as a community and just stop living in your neighborhood. Because right now, that's all it is. It's a neighborhood with no freaking community. These kids don't see what they're supposed to see as far as us coming together and standing up and taking charge. We're so busy with our lives. We're so busy working and doing all this other stuff that we are forgetting about the future.
I'm glad you said
our
that.
kids.
Because
Go ahead.
That is the issue.
What's that? Explain.
Parents being so busy with their lives that the video games end up babysitting off their kids. That's the issue. That's like I said. I'm not saying video games are not violent, and it's not that it don't cause some kids to be violent.
Okay.
But when you make it saying that because maybe this is how I'm hearing it, but it sounds to me like when you say video games, it's like all of these kids are violent because they play video games. And I have to disagree with that.
I did not say that. See, you're putting words in my mouth. That's not what I said.
I didn't say that.
Okay, so let me clarify then, because your interpretation is wrong. What I'm saying is video games play a role in our kids' psyche. Video games play a role in our kids' behavior. It causes aggression and it promotes bad behavior and it desensitizes them to murder, killings, shootings, and unprotected sex with hookers. Are you telling me that Grand Theft Auto, and I always use them because I forget all the other damn names, they don't promote this in there?
I didn't say they did.
Do they? Yes or no?
I did not say they did.
But you're not answering my question.
If I'm telling you they did, I didn't.
Okay,
I never
so he doesn't want to use the word yes.
I know it's not that, because at not one time did I ever say that this was not happening. That's the issue here.
But you keep right.
And you can't say what I'm saying to you is, if we're gonna blame violence on video games, then we have to turn everything off. everything. That means I'm talking, you can't let your kids watch anything. Euphoria right now is one of the things that these kids are watching right now that promotes sex and drugs. But we're saying.
Are they doing this all freaking day long?
Euphoria?
Most of these kids are on these games all day long, Ray.
But like I said to you, it's more than just violence on these video games.
I don't know.
Now, if your kid is on the video game all day long, it does not have, as a child, you think that the child's going to be able to recognize how long they're going to be on there? It's up to the parent to regulate that time.
Put a time limit, guys, on how long your child do it, because because
honestly,
video
the biggest solution, if your kid is if with violent video games, your kid shouldn't be playing it, especially if you don't feel like your kid is mature enough to understand right from wrong.
Put a time limit or take it the hell away. Video games is addicted. Okay, addiction.
Play that at all.
Okay, that's even better. Okay, the American. Okay, you get.
We got a caller here.
All right, we're going to take the caller. Let's see. Go ahead. Caller, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, caller, state your name and where you calling from.
West, Pennsylvania.
Oh, hey, Wes, how are you? Big shout out to Pennsylvania.
How you doing? Long time no hear.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So tell us what you think about this topic and how you feel about it. What's your take on it, Wes?
From somebody that works in the social services system, we see it's a recipe. So when a parent doesn't feel like being a parent or can't afford or have the time, that child then finds the video games. The video games then consume the child. The parent is like, well, he's not bothering me right now. When you go into a store, if you really want to see something, look at a child. When a parent takes a child into a game store, he will beat that parent down, asking for that video game. Mom is too busy. She's not paying attention, and she gives him Grand Theft Auto. He goes home and he plays Grand Theft Auto 5, 6, 7 hours because he's out of her hair. He then goes out into the street and believes that he can do that. So here's your juvenile who's trying to do a Grand Theft Auto on the pizza delivery guy, and they take the car, and that's where the crime spree starts at. Now you're sitting in court, the judge is ready to send your child away, and your parent says, no, don't do that to my baby. The court then says, well, what did you do to not have your baby come here?
So what you think about that, Ray?
Like I said, that falls on the parent. That falls on the parent because just because that kid was sold a video game and the parent is not paying attention what their child is doing, that falls on the parent. Like she said, the parent was not paying attention.
Exactly.
Like what was said, was the parent is not being, there's somebody not paying attention.
So Wes, this is my thing. My thing is this, and I'm bringing it back to that. The parent is the one who ultimately has the control.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We are the ones that have the control. What they get, we give it to them. We buy it for them. So at the end of the day, if we got the control, then we got the control to change this mess.
You're right. You know what you do it? You start telling it, you take the money out of the video game company's pocket. If you don't buy it, they can't make the money.
Yes.
Exactly.
Nintendo is the only company that will say to you, I put a whole program in it that will help you, give you time limits. You can cut it off. You can control the child's video game, whether they listen to you or not. But we don't want to hear about that.
Absolutely.
It's in the system. It's built in. They're the only one that does it.
Yes.
Okay. And you talk about rage earlier. Let's talk about the adult. In video games, it's called adult rage. Look on YouTube and see how many adults making money and having meltdowns because they're not winning at the game because they were never taught how to play the game.
Wow. That's good. You know what, Ray? And I hate to put Ray on the spot, but you know what? I tell the truth. When you play video games, I be hearing him in his man cave pissing a fit. Okay, I be like, I know everything is broken down there because
I don't break nothing.
I hear boom. It sounds like the whole, like something, the frame of the house is shaking.
You wildin'
from them video games. Okay. Caller, if you calling in, give us a second. Wes, thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate you and thank you for your input. Very good input. All right.
You're welcome. Take care.
You too. All right. And let's see, is this another caller calling in? Is this another caller calling in?
Yes. How y'all doing?
We're doing okay. State your name and where you calling from.
I'm calling from Boogie Down YO.
All right.
It's
From the beat.
TV.
Ah, okay, Kobe TV.
What up?
King Charlie
What up,
Prince,
Ray?
if you can hear me, you gotta call back after this call here. So
Gotcha.
Kobe TV, tell us your take on this. Tell us your take on this.
All right. I feel the Grand Theft Auto game, the kids already was in that realm of robbing cars and sticking up kids and all that.
Okay.
That game already, that didn't have anything to do with the kids going out there and robbing and doing what because they was already doing it. But now, me personally, my son started playing that what's that game what's that game, Logan, that you was playing? That game that you just said, Ray, that your son was playing. Or
after.
Well, anyway, he was playing that, and I was telling him, listen, you playing this game, and you're not even playing it serious, like to really try to master it and win it. Because my thought on everything that he's doing right now, he plays football, he made basketball, you know what I'm saying? He was playing video games. So all of those three is a way that you can make to get a scholarship to college. Because I'm trying not to pay. That's the only thing I'm looking at.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? So if you're going to play a video game, well, you're going to play a video game that these colleges is going to accept you for a scholarship with. That's what we're going to do.
A lot of them are the sports games.
And that's what I'm saying. So if they're going to give out a full 4-year scholarship for him to sit there and play a video game, well, we got to take time out and start working out on this video game, and so we can get this scholarship.
Okay, so let me ask you this: so are you for video games because they rewarding kids for money for school? And does it matter if the video game is valid or not? If it's a valid video game that will affect your kid, will you still be okay with it if you got the scholarship?
If it's a video game to give him a 4-year scholarship, we're going to go for it and work hard at it.
Well, here's the thing I can tell you. The violent video games aren't the ones they're giving out scholarships for.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, for me, Kobe TV, I'm not, what's the word? I'm not sacrificing anything when it comes to money. Okay. So for me, and that's just my take, I get it. I totally get it. But at the end of the day, money is not everything if it's going to affect them long term down the line, because kids can go to college and not even really want to be there. Because I'm not saying that's your kid, but I'm just saying in general, some kids go to college and they don't even really want to be there. They just do it because their parents told them that's what they got to do to be successful, when there's plenty of people who never even went to college that are successful. Some people didn't even finish high school and they're big bosses making money. So I'm not going to sacrifice something like that for college.
I have to disagree, because here's what I'm going to tell you. If your child is playing a video game to get into a college, that is something they want to do. They're not going to play that just to go to college if that they know that is not their goal. Because it takes a lot of work.
It's just like sports. They're not going to play the sport if they don't want to go to college.
Okay.
If they didn't want to go to college, then they wouldn't play the sport, period. And they wouldn't go for extra workout. So now you spending extra money to get a personal trainer so you can get him that scholarship or that good 4-year school. Or the other thing is that parents are doing, I don't know that you might not notice, is reclassifying kids so they can get a better look at a 4-year school anyway.
Yep.
Yeah, I did hear about that.
So you talking about sacrificing? They sacrificing the kids' education, pushing them back a year so they can get a better look for a school.
Yeah.
If he didn't get that look already, then what do you think he's going to get?
Right.
I
But see, Kobe TV, this is the thing here, and this is what I'm talking about. Some parents, and this is not a shot at, because we all make mistakes, are not doing the right thing by their kids, and they're not showing them I don't want to. I don't know if I'm not accountability, but just responsibility and making better in the right choices. We're paying for that. I believe that we're paying for that because the kids are always watching us, and I don't care what nobody say. We are their first teachers. We're their leaders. If they see us doing things that are not right, and if they see us doing things that are wrong, no matter if we say don't do this and don't do that, kids don't do what you do. I mean, they don't do what you tell them. They do what you do. Okay, they learn from you. They learn from your behavior. They learn from your actions and what they see. They learn from their environment and what they see. So, people sending their kids back and stuff like that so they could get looked at school and stuff because they want to be bigger than the other kids and stand out. It's wrong. It's wrong. And I understand some people do stuff, and that's where I go back to as far as the money part, because everything is not always about $1. We sacrifice too much of us for money, and money don't even buy you happiness. Money don't. This is a whole nother topic, but it don't. I mean, if it did, then I'm not trying to be funny, but then Michael Jackson would still be here. Whitney Houston would still be here. These people had everything, and they were not happy. Money don't buy happiness.
But that is the few out of the many who have it.
Right. I don't want to say money doesn't give you happiness, because let me explain this. I don't have the money, so I couldn't say that it ain't gonna make me happy. Because if I had the money, I guarantee I would be happy. I know that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
I totally agree.
I ain't gonna be depressed. But guess what? There's a lot of things I like to do. Michael Jackson don't like going fishing. Michael Jackson, you know what I'm saying? There's things out here that us normal people that don't have the money to do would love to do.
Right. I understand that.
What I'm saying? But also on the note of the video game, check this out. Think about back in the days when we didn't have the video games where you could log up your headset and talk to somebody on the video game.
Mm-hmm.
You had to, if you wanted to talk to somebody, I mean, you had to get on your house phone, hold your house phones, and talk to them while y'all two play against each other. And y'all can't play against each other virtual, not virtual, but distance like they playing. You have to be in my house to play.
Right.
Okay,
but so social skills.
This is where the violence started. Once you was able to plug up your headset and play, because when my son first got his system and he plugged that headset up, I didn't let him listen to the headset. He was allowed to play the game. Right. I sat there for the whole time that he was playing, listening to, and on that conversation is nothing but bad words, telling people the SMDs and all of this. So now once you find out who that SMD in you and all that, now that's where the violence comes in at, because you was on the game last night talking all that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely.
So that's where all of that violence for any of the games. It could be 2K, it could be baseball, it could be whatever. Once you are allowed to put that headset in and listen to conversation while you playing, and he's way over in Jersey and you in the Bronx, and y'all playing against each other and y'all talking reckless. Now the next thing is, meet me such and such. Right. There you go.
Whole nother problem. Good point.
And that's how, all of that stuff started. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes. Listen, I want to thank
Lady Miz and Ray, I want to thank y'all for letting me on this show.
Oh,
and
no
Lady
doubt.
Miz, you remember you coming on our show.
Yes, I was just about to tell you to tell people about your show before you go, so people know when you on the days you on and stuff.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yes.
I have a new show out now. It's on Wednesday night at 8:00 on YouTube on the Kubi TV network. It's called On the Road Again. And we talk about topics like this. We talk about other topics. We have special guests. This Wednesday, we're gonna have Ant Pell. He's an artist. He played professional basketball, and now he's a true artist.
Wow.
So he'll be on the show tomorrow night at 8:00.
Send me if you got the link, send it to me so I can tune in, my brother. Okay,
You know it.
and
I
we got to
definitely
get
will.
together because I want to do a panel with different people too to have some discussion. So I'm gonna be in touch with you, but I'll definitely be tuning in.
All right.
And thank you for tuning in to the show. All right.
You know it. Anytime, every time you on, it pops up, and I'm on.
All right. I appreciate that, brother.
All right.
All right. Y'all take care.
You too.
All right. King Charlie Prince, if you are still around, you can call in. We are getting towards the end of the show. But if you're still here, King Charlie Prince, you can call in now. So in my opinion, well, let me back that up. This is not, well, that is, in my opinion, y'all already know how I feel about the video games. But I will say that it is because research was done and they said that video games is an addiction and it's very similar to tobacco, alcohol, and drugs. You know what I mean? And the screen time or video games can become an addiction if it damages your child's health and relationships and you are unable, to basically control it.
Yeah.
If you're unable to control it. So there is no excuse for that. If it's an addiction, it is an addiction. And I get where you guys are coming from on the fact that, hey, listen, at the end of the day, these things go on in movies, they go on in music, they go on out in the street, and these people are not tied to video games. So I'm not sitting here saying that video games is the main only cause for this stuff. What I'm simply saying is that for our children, we have to monitor what they're doing and take away things that could be possibly harming them. And I believe that video games play a role. So if somebody's out there shooting and they don't play video games, and somebody is what's the other thing? What's the other thing I just said? Whatever is going on that you see on the news or whatever's happening, video games fall right in the same category. If somebody is talking about music in their music and it's violent and it's murder and whatever that's happening, like they do on these drill beats, every week you guys hear a rapper, these young kids dying. Our freaking kids are dying every day in the street from gun violence. So did video games do it? No. It didn't, but maybe it is playing a part. And let me remove the word maybe. It is playing a part. It's playing a part. Drill music is doing it too.
No, I'm not gonna blame drill music because that'd be a lie. It's not only drill music because people were killing each other. Rappers.
I'm not saying that they were. See, you keep going back to that, and I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is all of that stuff that's happening.
Yeah, it's all in the same category.
Video games is right into that category. So you can't sit there and make an excuse for the video game that's in the same freaking category of everything else that is causing these issues.
I never said it wasn't. What I'm saying to you, it's not the only one.
But that's not an excuse to make it okay. It doesn't make it okay.
Who said I said it was okay?
Well, I don't know. What's your argument then?
I just told you what my argument was. We cannot make it about one subject.
We're talking about video games today. Yes, so that's what the subject is about.
Video games make some children violent. Doesn't make all of them.
Listen, the what is that? The Public Health of America, whatever Council of Science, Public Health of America. They said that your kids should be. They said that.
Oh, now you trust the public health.
They said 2 hours a day. Okay, gaming a disorder. Well, guess what? The World Health Organization recently did like a study or whatever, and they said that they recognized that gamers, right? No, that the gaming disorder is a mental health condition. Okay, they said that it's a mental health condition.
I don't disagree with that. It could be. It's a mental health disorder, but it doesn't fall in the category for every child. It might be some kids where they do it. It does.
Okay.
I'm not going to say that it doesn't, but it's not every child.
I didn't say it was every child. I do understand because another research says that, listen, I guess global video games revenue is they make over $140 billion. No, they're just talking about how much they make.
Oh, okay.
You understand? They're talking about how much they make. So overall, guys, listen, King Charlie Prince, I'm not sure if you're still there. You can call in.
Well, I will say outside of violence, the one thing you really have to watch with your kids now, along with the violence in the video games, because it's not even the violent video games anymore. It's these microtransactions in these video games. And if a lot of people don't know what that is, that's the little things that 99 cents for your kid to have an outfit on. Well, remember we used to have that issue with
they find all ways to get the money.
$5 just to put to buy fake money for a video game. It was like, hell no. So that's you. But outside of violence, you gotta pay attention to that, because those add up. Those end up being more expensive than the $60 that may have been paid for the video game.
Well, check this out, guys. At the end of the day, I'm glad you brought that point up, because see, when I took this sales psychology, right, and it was teaching you how the consumer think and how the person, as far as advertising, how you advertise the correct way. They always use kids. They use kids because, first of all, kids normally get kind of what they want. Parents always want to give their kids stuff, so they use kids. So these people know what they got to do to market to us. And it's sad because if especially if a parent is working and in a single parent household, then really who do their kids has if their parent is at work? So, but it doesn't matter. This is a 2-family household, and our kid still has an addiction to video games, and I just want him to just get away from it altogether. Maybe play it once in a blue moon. And let me just tell y'all, I have the Oculus. I love the Oculus. My son had it. We bought it for him. What was it, for his birthday or Christmas or whatever? I can't remember. And I played the game on there, and I was like, this is amazing. So I bought one for myself, for Ray, for my daughter. We all have an Oculus. I don't go in there to play games. I might play some games with my son, Acorn games, nothing violent. Obviously, I don't do that. But I do have it I network on there. I go in there. I just have a good time. Like sometimes I put the glasses on and I'm like in a whole nother world. I forget where I'm at. You know what I mean? So I'm on that Oculus and I love it. I love it. So I do that, but I also minimize the time. You could take that call. We're gonna take King Charlie Prince and then we're gonna wrap it up. Do I have the King Charlie Prince? Are you there?
Yes, I am.
How you doing, my brother?
Everything is good.
Okay.
It's a good topic.
Thank you.
I was listening to it, and like I said before, there is no more village because you have a young generation of women that's pregnant, having babies, and they too busy twerking and they doing what they want to do and going against each other.
Yes.
That's one thing. You know what I'm saying? So there is no village. Now, when I used to rap on the mic, and I still do, my gun was my microphone and my lyrics was my bullets. You understand? But now they took it. You understand?
I used that line back in the day. I swear to God, in one of my raps. I gotta let you hear it.
Exactly. My lyrics was my bullets. But now they got to the point now when you rapping, they really want to pull out guns for real.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And
now do we blame that on rap music, video games, or just these kids being weak? Because that's what I see it. These kids are weak. We used to throw hands. We didn't have a problem throwing hands. These kids are scared to get knocked out.
Exactly. But today you fight, you got to worry about somebody coming back at you. You know what I'm saying? And they ain't coming back to fight again. They coming back to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So when you try to discipline your kids, they got this thing where they call 911 or whatever that number is, and you get in trouble. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely.
So that's kind of messed up because now if you discipline them, you wrong, but the police can.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad you said that, King, because that's exactly what I tell my son. I'm like, you can call the police all you want, because I'm gonna beat your ass in front of them, and then I'm gonna get in front of the judge, and I will gladly tell the judge, I whooped his ass, so you don't have to, because you're gonna do him far worse than me.
Exactly.
So how do we tie that to video games, guys? That's just what I want to know. Mm-hmm.
These video games today, I think they should get more involved in playing word games, and because I play word games, you know what I'm saying? I don't be in all of that. I might play like maybe the old games, like you know how the old games was, like shooting up in space and stuff like that. I forgot what you call it and stuff like that. But now today, they got these games today where it'll feed their mindset and think that's the way life is supposed to be, So now they gotta kind of like show and prove that they gangster now, you know what I'm saying? But
Absolutely.
So now, yes, I think parents, if they have disagreements, they shouldn't do it in front of the children, because when the children see the disagreement, it's going to confuse them now.
Not only that, I agree with you, Charlie Prince, but not only that, the children, when they see the disagreement, these kids now are smart enough to understand how to use that disagreement to their benefit.
Exactly. They'll use it to their benefit. So this is why the woman can't be yelling and screaming at the man when they talking, because most times women like to raise their voice.
Oh boy, here we go. He came on the show now. He's starting trouble. You gonna cause a problem.
Like when the man is trying to talk quiet and peacefully, she trying to overdo him. It happens all the time, because like
we're emotional beings, okay?
Because a woman is quick to step out, jump out there quick when you're trying to make peace. Like if a dude come out in disrespect, the man might try to make peace and try to, talk to the brother, but the woman be like quick to jump out of there. They say they say that they always said that we are made in different ways. Woman is sensitive. She's feminine outward but masculine inward, and a man is masculine outward and feminine inward. In reverse, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So when something get out of line, that masculinity will come straight out of her real quick when he's trying to make the peace. You know what I'm saying? He'd be like, come on, baby, calm down. I got this. Let me just handle it. No. Get that.
Lord, King Charlie Prince. This is getting too personal. I know exactly what you're talking about. We seen the comment in last week's show. So don't be coming for my girl Renee, okay? Don't be coming for Renee, okay? Now look, that ain't have nothing to do with the video game. So stop playing. You trying to get something off your chest from last week, okay? We ain't trying to hear it. Stop it. Just get up out of here with that. Nah, we love you, King. We love you so much. Thank you so much for calling in. We appreciate you, and you have a good night. Okay. All right, peace.
All right,
later.
Y'all have a good one.
You too.
Peace.
Later.
All right.
So guys, listen, King had to get some extra stuff off his chest, okay? But overall, listen, only thing I'm trying to say is, guys, let's come together here, okay? Let's come together here and do what we got to do for these kids. If we're on the same page, we have to stop being antisocial, especially as adults too. We got to come up with plans on how we could get together. Like I said, I'm looking into doing a nonprofit organization. I've been holding off on this for a minute. I got to find a name that can work, because it takes a village. It's taken. But at the end of the day, when it comes to video games, guys, here is my thing, my solution, and you give yours as a person who plays it. I say, take it away. But if you're not going to take it away, limit the time that they're on it, and also monitor what they're doing. We as parents, in order for us to make a change, we have to know that we're the parent and make the decision to say, you're not getting this, okay? I'm not going to allow you to have this just because I want you to love me as your parent, and I'm giving you what you want, and I don't want to deprive you. Sometimes we got to deprive them of things that could be affecting them in a negative way. So I say, my affirmation for the night is, it takes a village, so let's act like it, okay? That's how I feel. What's your take, Double R?
I guess we're on the same page, because like I said to you before, everything, it has to be in moderation. It has to be in moderation. And overall, what you're saying, and I agree with it, is the parents need to do their job.
Absolutely.
And that's it. As long as you're doing your job and paying attention to what your kid, because we all know, if Nasir's too quiet, we like, what's he doing?
Right. Absolutely.
That's what it is. I just say pay attention. That's the biggest solution. Pay attention to what your kids are doing.
Okay.
You know that thing that normally comes on, was it Fox at 10 o'clock? Yo, it's 10 o'clock. Do you know where
your kids are? Yes, yes.
I take it serious.
They need to have one that says 10 o'clock. Do you know where your husband is? And if you don't, you need to bring him to the hood court, baby, because we going to take him to the bridge. Let me stop. But for
if
real,
you want to keep your husband at home, get him 2K.
Oh my God, here we go. Listen, guys, next week's show, we're on Talk Therapy Tuesdays. We're going to be discussing, I'm on the wrong one. We're going to be discussing why do Black businesses struggle and the mindset of a Black consumer and Black business owner. We need to talk about that, okay? Again, y'all know I'm not, it's not that I'm separating race, whatever, even though I am addressing that, but this is a conversation that do need to be had, guys. This is a conversation that we need to have. We need to understand what's going on with these Black businesses, because y'all ain't have to do them PPP loans and do all that stuff and all of that. You didn't have to do that, okay? You put yourself out there. A lot of y'all going to jail and stuff. I had people that came to me like, yo, Miz, you need to get down with this. You could get mad money. And I looked at it. I ain't gonna lie. I thought like, woo, I could get, and then I was like, I ain't doing that. It's not worth it. I could just put it on my credit card if I really wanted to. I have access to that same shit that they was getting over. I have access to it, but I'm not going to do that. It wasn't worth it. But that's a whole nother topic. But it does fall under the lines of businesses, right? Conducting yourself. We're going to talk about business etiquettes. We're going to talk about all that. We're going to talk about the mind of the consumer in the mind of a business owner, and what does it take to be a successful one versus the ones who are not successful, and why are they not successful? Okay, so I want y'all to make sure you, if you haven't, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button now and hit that notification button so that you know that we are going live. And pull up. Give your input. Anybody that wants to join us, if you're a business owner, if you're an entrepreneur or something, and you got some value to add to the show, you can call in or you can come on the show and talk about it with us. This is what Talk Therapy is here for. It's for us to release, to get these things out, to talk about it, and to come up with solutions. And we definitely need a solution, especially when it comes to Black businesses. They don't stay around long. They don't last. Now, are there Black people out there doing great things and making money? Of course there are. But the majority in neighborhoods are not. So we got to find out what's going on here, what's the problem, and how are we going to fix this solution? I'm telling you now, what I'm thinking about doing is creating a group of people, maybe create something on Facebook or wherever, and it has to be something where everybody in that group got to support. So if somebody got business, music, videographer, photographer, dancer, a brick and mortar business, if you sell items and you're in this freaking group, this is going to be support only. No dead weight. You got to be in it and you have to know how to support. I'm tired of people. I could send something to somebody and they'll send something back to me. They won't even try to support
not even
nothing.
Enough time to even listen to whatever.
They ain't even look at my shit, but they want me to support them. You understand? Yeah. That's the mindset that I'm talking about, that we're gonna be talking about. I don't want to get into that now.
Am I gonna be on the show?
Yes.
I'm good. Okay.
I didn't pull Ray on to Talk Therapy. I got to. Why you don't want to? Do you not want to?
I don't care.
Oh, okay. All right.
You just got to put my name in little words now.
Just like the lady Miz. When it comes on, I say "and Ray." But this is when I get you out of your shell talking more. Because when we interview people, I be the main one talking. You know what I mean? So, guys, I want to thank y'all so much for tuning in. Renee, let me read those comments real quick before we get up out of here. Just make sure y'all pull up next week and come with some stuff that can be helpful. We need that. And we need to know how to support each other and stop saying, what have you done for me lately? You know what I'm saying? It ain't about that. Sometimes you could just support somebody and then you never know when they're going to reciprocate it back. So it don't have to always be reciprocated back right now. Show that you can support them without wanting anything in return. All right. But a whole nother story. Renee said, I just want to say this real quick before we get out of here. She said, and then I got a quick promo. It takes a village with those in your village. But if you expect to come from the outside, if you expect it to come from outside your village, it becomes hard because there are so many opinions that may not be yours. I love that. Renee, she always dropping jewels. I absolutely love Renee. That is so true. And the truth of the matter is all Black people are not on the same page. We all don't think alike, by the way. And that's okay too, because that's what makes us all different. Because I'm going to tell you right now, not to get off topic, I don't believe that every issue is a race issue, especially when somebody is saying certain things in the neighborhood that they don't want because it might affect their house value. I kind of agree with them because I'm a homeowner. So it's like, yo, if you building something over here and it might start affecting my value, I might not be with that because this is an investment. You understand? So not everything is about race. You guys got to understand that. Sometimes it's about really changing how we are as a people. I'm gonna just keep it real. If you don't like it, whatever. I'm gonna tell you the truth. It's about how we are as a people. We don't like to see how other people make it, or we won't help them unless we feel that we're higher than them and they're not on our level. So we can say, hey, I did you a favor. It's so much. But again, that has nothing to do with video games today. So I'm gonna stop right there. Guys, make sure y'all, let me just real quick, the Boss Move chips. I want to remind y'all that we have that going on real quick. We'll go through that real fast. You could pre-order your chips right now with me. Okay. Hit me up. Go to bossmovechips.com. It's on the screen. And I can send you the link where you can order in bulk with my face on it. Yes. If you want to support your girl. If you don't want the chips and you feel like that's too much, you can also donate to us. Okay. And what that donation goes to, it goes to helping other people who will be applying to get their face on the chips, other business owners and other entrepreneurs, because there is a fee involved. So you can donate to help somebody else. Okay. We have Hood Court that's coming with myself and Tyler Mix. We played the video earlier. I just want to remind y'all that that's coming and it's on my website. So you could bring people to court. And remember, it's based off of hood rules. Everything is from the code of the street. So make sure y'all pull up when we finally get it going. And Family Business, we are dropping a compilation album on February 18th. We will be releasing this with all different artists. This album is a mixture of R&B and hip hop, different styles and different music. We're going to be doing direct sales. So you could purchase it directly from us and we will send you the download links, or you can purchase the individual song if you want. And then after that, we'll let y'all know when it will be on streaming sites. And did I get everything? All right. I think I got everything. Love y'all so much. Thank y'all for your support. Thank y'all for being here. Don't forget, share this with other people, even when the show is over. Sometimes people say, I missed your show. Well, you can hit play and you can still watch it and you can still comment. It won't be in the live section, but it'll be in the regular chat. We appreciate y'all for tuning in to From the Ground Up Productions.
On top of that, we do see your comments too. If you respond later on, we still see your comments. They do come up and we can still respond to them.
Absolutely. That's right. So thank y'all for tuning in. I said From the Ground Up, but y'all know everything is under here. Everything is represented under From the Ground Up. This is Talk Therapy Tuesdays with your girl, Lady Miz, and sometimes, but mainly, recently, all the time, your boy, Ray. And again, we appreciate y'all so much, and we will see you next week. Peace.
We hope you enjoyed your time with Lady Miz on Talk Therapy. We'll see you next time. Be sure to add our channel to your Roku list and listen to us on all streaming platforms.
From the ground up. From the ground up. There's only one way to go from here.